plants are looking so good, you guys. Look at that. They're enormous. So many tomato plants. Yay. One thing that didn't happen is my ground cherries did not, there's a row in there if you can see it. They did not germinate this year, so that's a bummer. Looks like no ground cherries unless I can produce some. And then my cold season things that are gonna go in my aquaponics system are looking really good too. They're about ready for, everything is about ready for to go into little pots, to pot up. So that will happen this weekend. So you guys, I have done a lot about compost lately. So please bear with me because this is the foundation of your garden. This is what's gonna make it easy for you to garden, and it's easier to avoid pest damage. This is what's gonna make your garden really, really take off. Oh my goodness, you guys, I have another noisy barnyard today. All right, today, I want to tell you guys that I'm going on another compost run for more horse manure because the raised bed mix that I usually start my soil mix with, and then I add things like biochar and earthworm castings. But as everything has gotten more expensive, this has also gotten more expensive, and it's just out of my budget now. So I'm gonna have to up my compost game, and that is really good because like in the beginning when I started my garden, I started with the prayer, Lord, help me to feed my family. And I could not afford to have expensive soil mixes in my raised beds. I couldn't even afford the wood to make them. I had to earn that money to make them. So I ended up raising vegetables in the community garden, giving them to people in exchange, or selling them to people as a weekly harvest in exchange for money so I could get the wood to build the raised beds that I put in my front yard garden. So I had nothing to start with. So that's good that we're back to the beginning in that way, that can't afford the raised bed mix. So that's good. I have to come up with other solutions. So that is what we're continuing to do today. Make good, nutritious compost for our soil, make our own fertilizer with mealworm frass and earthworm castings so that so we can afford to feed our families. And it's not an expensive hobby, but it is a nutritious giving of the Lord for our families in an answer to prayer. When you have a large garden like I do, it's a constant thing replenishing these beds, these raised beds. It just decomposes down the material. And I think a lot of people think that they're just gonna fill the raised bed and then that's it. And that is so not the case. It is a constant yearly thing of filling and refilling these beds. So if we can get this compost thing down and this soil mix thing down, then that is a huge win and a huge homestead victory. Because scooping with friends is always better.
Never scoop.
Never scoop poop alone.
Never ever scoop poop alone.
Friends don't let friends scoop poop alone. Alright?
Amen, sister. The kids' turn. We got it all unloaded. We're exhausted, but on our way to a healthy garden compost. I was getting my shovel out of the cabinet, you guys, and look what I just found. So many eggs. You guys can't see that. I can't reach to uncover it very well. Let's see. Oh my gosh, look at all those eggs. No idea how long they've been here. Look at that. Somebody has been laying here for a while. Oh well, I can take them in and do the float test and find out which ones are good and which ones are bad. So we'll do that. Crazy chickens. Okay, you guys, whenever we're doing anything about compost and we're using horse manure, something with hay in it, I need to warn you that there is something called killer compost. And believe it or not, when people use Roundup-like products on their hay fields, then the grass can go all the way through the animal, the digestion of the animal. It can be composted and it can still end up in your garden in that compost, and it can really destroy your garden. It can cause distorted plants, yellowing, and you're gonna think, why is my garden not doing well this year? Everything seems diseased. Then that could be what the problem is. So just something to watch out for. I have spoken to the owner of the stables where they get their hay, and she's assured me that it's fine, that they don't use anything on their crops where they buy their hay. So I feel good about that. But so always try to do that. Talk to the source, see if you can find out. If they don't know, then you can do a test. So I wanted to show that for you guys now. Since I am showing you how to make compost, we're doing compost out of manure, and it has wood shavings and hay in it, and wood chips from a chip drop, and chicken manure. So those are the things we're using. So let's do this soil test. I can just show you guys how to do it so you don't end up with killer compost in your garden. All right, normally you guys, I would use a plant tray to do this, but all my plant trays are being used right now for seedlings. So I'm just gonna use a couple of pots. See, there's some hay right there, but the horse manure too, remember, could contain the chemical. All right, and then I'm just gonna take some bean seeds, any type that I know are viable that I used recently. Everybody's crowded around to see. They're so curious. Okay, so you're just gonna plant seeds. I'm just using some Blue Lake seeds, bean seeds. Oh, she got one. Perhaps I should do this somewhere else. Anyway, I'm just gonna put some seeds in there. Try not to let the girls get them before I can put them in there. Okay, let's go somewhere else. They're eating my seeds. Okay, that's better. So, just gonna put some seeds in there, push them down. Make sure they get consistent water and sun, or a lamp inside, a grow light inside if you need to, if you're not getting any sun where you are right now. So this is kind of the proverbial, the canary in the coal mine. So you're gonna see how these beans come up. Are they looking good and healthy? And that's gonna tell you whether you have compost or the horse manure and the hay that's not viable or is fine for your garden. So that's kind of what I do. Like I said, I've tested this compost before, or this horse manure hay combination before with beans, and it's done great. And I also talked to the owner. So some people just avoid the horse manure hay altogether, and they just go a different route because they don't want to run into they don't want to take that risk, and they don't want to go to this trouble. But it's something that's really available for free in my area, so that is hard to pass up. So I think it's worth taking a little time and testing it. All right, you guys, no killer compost for us. So I'm really excited. I took off the tarp last night because I knew it was gonna rain, so my compost pile got drenched, and I'm gonna let them kind of spread it out and dig today. And then I'm gonna clean out this coop, this chicken manure, get it ready for my broody hen, and I'm gonna pile it all back up, tarp it to keep in the moisture, and let it heat up again. I'm gonna move it from here over there in front of the beehive because I'm having some guests on the farm tomorrow, and this just, when it's all tarped and everything, it's just in my way, and it's just a, you know, a hot mess. It just looks really bad. So I think I'm gonna put it over there. Okay, you guys, I managed to get my hot mess from the middle of my chicken yard to the side. So, with a lot of interruptions and a lot of, yeah. Okay, homestead victory. Folks, we have a homestead victory. Hey you guys, we are on a bee adventure. We're moving a hive for a friend of mine, a new beekeeping friend of mine. So we are moving the hive from this house over to her house. Join us. And I got my beekeeping buddy. Thanks for joining. You're the best.
Glad to be here.
You are the best.
Suiting up.
Okay, so this, you were saying this is a wild swarm?
Okay, so she said that this is a wild swarm. They moved from Oak Cliff to Richardson and put the boxes in empty, thinking they were just gonna get some bees at another time, and the next day a swarm came and just moved in.
Yes.
She said that
That's a blessing.
She said that it's split since then.
Swarmed probably.
Another swarm since then. So,
wow.
but she has since had a baby, and they've got chickens, and she was just kind of overwhelmed with all the things.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot.
There we go.
It's not going to be sufficient.
Well, it will when I get this other piece on there.
So we're closing up the entrance. Hopefully really good. And hopefully my only fear is that this is going to be too heavy for us to get to the truck. Okay, so we strapped it up with a ratchet strap nice and tight. Is it tight?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Now you gotta carry it to them.
All right, now we just have to get it to the truck.
Let's see how heavy it is.
Okay, guys.
Get it underneath here. There
Okay.
you go. And put your hand on the back.
Okay.
And then pick straight up.
How is it, guys?
It's heavy.
Go on.
Yeah,
Go
you
on.
guys.
Got it?
Okay. Hang on to it. I'm gonna get my hand under it. You got your hand under it?
Got
Both
it.
sides?
Yep.
Okay, there's
Here we go.
there's the metal stripping.
Oh yeah, don't
We'll go
nobody
sideways
trip.
Once we get out of this gate. I don't want you to go backwards all the time.
You guys are the best. Whoa. How heavy do you think it is, you guys, judging?
It's probably close to
Probably close to 100 pounds.
100? Wow. It's probably got a lot of honey there. She said she hadn't, well, she said she hadn't harvested the honey, so it might be full of honey. And that honey's heavy, right, Dawn?
Yeah.
Just like that. We gotta tie it down so it won't scoot around, and then we got some bees halfway there.
Yeah, I think you probably put one across here. You got a hook over on the other side about halfway back.
Here we go again.
like a little gravel.
Your left hand is going to go up to the clock. spaces. So if you're walking on between the two, so that just like this. Back just a couple of inches towards the fence.
Aha! Caught you! Oh, I always hear you. I always hear you. You rotten little orphan. For this one's shenanigans, you're going to scrub the floors, and you're going to strip the beds for the laundrymen, and because I'm so merciful, you are going to clean this dump on your knobbling little knees until it shines like the top of the Chrysler building. Now get to work. Now! Get out! All of you out! Why, if any kid would ever want to be an orphan, I'll never know. What I do, I am the best, for my talents are renowned far and wide. When it comes to surprises in a moonlit night, I excel without ever even trying. The slightest little effort of my ghost-like charm, I have seen grown men give out a shriek. With the wave of my hand, a well-placed moan, I have swept the very bravest off their feet.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.